Hello everyone, I am Masatoshi Kumagai, Group CEO of GMO Internet. As our group's fiscal year ends in December, let me share the financial results for the full year of fiscal 2021. This is the agenda for today. First, I'd like to start with a summary of the full year results for fiscal 2021. Both sales and profits increased, and we achieved record high results. This is the summary of segment performances for this fiscal year. Signs on the right indicate my subjective qualitative evaluation. Infrastructure was double circle, meaning excellent. It renewed its record high. Not only the advancement of DX, a nesting demand, online consumption becoming rooted, we were able to renew our confidence this year that we will be able to support the digital shift in Japan going forward based on our business activities we had been continuing for the past 26 years. As a result, our solid revenue base became even stronger, enabling us to maintain high growth. Online advertisement and media segment was double circle or excellent. On top of our efforts to enhance our own products and media, there was recovery in external environment showing signs of improvements this year. Despite solid investments we made in Q4, we were able to achieve V-shaped recovery in our earnings at the same time. Internet finance segment was also double circle. We renewed our record high exceeding last fiscal year, which enjoyed strong results triggered by COVID pandemic. And from qualitative perspective, we consolidated Gaika EX by GMO from this Q4 and have been able to bolster our FX business this year. Crypto asset segment was double circle. We renewed our record high here as well. Last year, at the earnings briefing, I mentioned that I feel the crypto assets could become the third pillar of our business. I believe we have been able to demonstrate the results as I had expected. This was the earnings summary. From here on, I'd like to hand over to Mr. Yasuda, Group CFO, Executive Vice President. Hello, I am Yasuda. I'd like to explain from here. First, this is the financial results for fiscal 2021. We have been able to achieve 13 consecutive quarters of growth in sales and profits. This is the year-on-year changes in sales and profits by segment. The left is sales, the right is operating profit. As was mentioned by Mr. Kumagai in the segment summary, each segment performed strongly, and on a consolidated basis, sales increased by 30.8 billion yen, OP increased by 13.2 billion yen year-on-year. This is about shareholder returns. Our basic policy is a total shareholder return ratio of 50%. The breakdown would be 33% or more from dividends and the remaining 17% from share repurchase and retirement of shares. This is a slide on dividends, showing trend of dividends per share. As we did not disclose the earnings forecast this fiscal year, we are announcing the dividends per quarter. The year-end dividend will be 12.6 yen. Full-year dividend will be an increase of 21.9 yen to 52.7 yen. This slide is about share repurchase and retirement of shares. I'd like to share the background and the report about the progress on the notice of revision to shareholder returns policy with long-term share buyback plan, which we disclosed in July 2015. We exited from loan credit business back in 2006 to 2007. We had to post loss back then and issued new stocks to enhance our capital. I apologize for the inconvenience caused to shareholders at the time. In 2015, we set a goal to buy back and retire 38.35 million shares, which we had issued back then, believing it would be appropriate to do so as a return of profits to shareholders. And our progress of acquisitions and retirement of shares are as shown here. Back in 2015, when we set this goal, we had assumed it would be a very long initiative, but we have made progress of 25% so far, thanks to everyone, and feel we are moving faster than we had expected. We will continue to disclose the status in the future as well. This is the yearly share repurchase and retirement amounts. As was mentioned just now, we set this long-term goal of share repurchase in July 2015. Up to now, we have acquired 19.7 billion yen of shares in total. We are also progressing with the retirement of these shares. We are planning to retire the shares using fiscal 2021 net profit as a source of funds also. This is a slide on the new acquisition of shares. We are currently buying back our shares totaling 5.6 billion yen, which we promised at the full-year earnings briefing last year. Its deadline is Monday, February 14th. However, as of now, we expect we will be short by slightly less than 1 billion. We have thus decided to add this 1 billion on top of 4 billion yen of new acquisitions to repurchase up to 5 billion yen of shares in total. We will continue to steadily give returns to shareholders. Next is the financial results. This slide shows quarterly net sales by segment. On top of the continuous growth trend led by recurring revenue from solid customer base in internet infrastructure shown in dark blue and at the bottom, contribution from crypto assets shown in green is increasing. Next is quarterly operating profit by segment. Just like for sales, on top of the internet infrastructure in dark blue and the growth trend centering around internet finance in pale blue, contribution from crypto assets shown in green is increasing. As you can see from its profit contribution, crypto assets business is becoming the third pillar now. Next, I'd like to talk about the group overview. This slide shows 10 listed companies in our group with their market cap and our equity amount. This is the overview of the 4 business segments we have. The size of the area represents the sales composition. Our strong customer base, including the number of internet infrastructure contracts, the number of accounts for FX, securities, and crypto assets, reached a total of 14.96 million, demonstrating our solid revenue base. Next is about our partners. We call our employees and staffs our partners. And this graph shows the status. The number of partners as of the end of December reached 6,840. Out of this, 47.7% are engineers and creators who possess technical capabilities to create. We have a target to increase this ratio to over 50%. In order to enhance our monozukuri capabilities or capabilities to create, we feel the need to raise this ratio. We will thus continue to bolster our efforts to have more engineers and creators become our partners. Next is Internet infrastructure. These are the services we are offering in Internet infrastructure segment. It is a collection of number one services consisting of domain, hosting and cloud, e-signature, ASP card, security, payment, and Internet service provider. All of them are essential for the use of the Internet and for the society and will not disappear. They have their roles in infrastructure. This is the results of Internet infrastructure for the past 6 years. The sustained growth of the Internet infrastructure is a result of combination of recurring model and transaction type revenue model and the expanding customer base. This is what we call a solid revenue base. This powerful growth has been realized because the segment is a collection of number one services. This is a slide on quarterly net sales by segments. In addition to the strong nesting demand and online consumption, we believe we were able to leverage our strength of collection of number one services to continue our growth. Especially in the payment business shown in pale blue, sales of Stera terminals, which is a next-generation payment platform, continue to perform strongly by GMO Financial Gate, whose business covers face-to-face payment. We have expectation that this will lead to future earnings from transactions. Also, in green, we have digital certificate and e-signature. The impact of the change of the expiration date of SSL has subsided and is now back on high growth again. Provider business in gray accounts for a large portion of sales. We are witnessing some changes in the growth trend due to changes in sales mix. However, we expect it will go back to the upward trend again, as was explained in the last earnings briefing. This is quarterly operating profits. Again, this is on a continuous growth trend. While making investments in GMO Sign, we are growing smoothly. The number of Internet infrastructure contracts reached 12.63 million. Out of this, we are seeing strong growth, especially in e-contract service GMO Sign. Even after the Goodbye Seal campaign our group launched in June 2 years ago, we have continued to expand our customer base thanks to the so-called network effect. The number of accounts as of the end of December grew 3.3 times year-on-year to 460,000, which is number one in Japan. As you can see, we are making progress in introduction at large enterprises as well. This is the number of contract transmissions. This is the most important KPI for us as it indicates the degree of activities of our accounts. As you can see, it has been growing steadily. We are aiming to become number one in Japan here as well. We are strengthening our cooperation with municipalities to further penetrate GMO Sign. In order to enable digitalization of everybody living in Japan, DX of the government is essential. We will continue to provide support for work-style reform of workers at municipalities and enhance convenience of government services. This slide shows the transaction value of e-commerce solutions. In addition to the e-commerce platform offered by Color Me Shop and Make Shop, we have new e-commerce formats like Minne and Suzuri. Because of booming e-commerce now, the transaction value exceeded 130 billion yen. Makeshop, which is for large customers, has performed especially well. And GMO Payment Gateway's payment was used for about 40% of these transactions. This means, excluding bank transfers and others, majority of the payments such as credit cards were using our group's services, showing strong synergies between e-commerce solutions and payment business.
Next is online advertising and media business. The slide shows full-year performance of advertising and media for the past 6 years. In addition to the efforts to strengthen owned products and media, we have seen a recovery in the external environment, including a recovery in advertising unit prices in the media business, allowing a V-shaped recovery in Q4 despite of investment spend. The bar chart shows the trend and the breakdown of quarterly sales. In online advertising, although affiliate advertising was strong, sales were almost flat due to a reactionary decline from cocooning demand among some customers in advertising agency business and the impact of stricter screening standards for ad network advertising from Q3. On the other hand, media sales grew significantly, with unit prices recovering, a complete turnaround from the previous year that suffered from the pandemic. The bar chart shows the trend of quarterly operating profit. As you can see, the recovery trend is continuing since hitting the bottom in the prior quarter. Internal initiatives such as product replacement, sales method innovation, and cost reduction continue to produce positive results, and the segment as a whole continues to perform well. Furthermore, as previously announced, GMO Media and GMO Tech invested over 500 million yen in the fourth quarter to strengthen owned products and media. Next is Internet finance business. The page shows full-year results for the past 6 years. We achieved best performance ever, surpassing the previous year that enjoyed a boom due to COVID pandemic. Our main product, FX, recovered its profitability due to the leveling of spread competition with competitors, and also due to the consolidation of Gaika EX by GMO to the group. In addition, our customer base has been steadily expanding in CFD and overseas securities business, which are the second priority products after FX. The slide shows the trend of the quarterly results. Both sales and profits increased year-on-year due to the addition of Gaika EX by GMO to the group in the fourth quarter. On the organic side of the business, FX business was strong due to the increased volatility of emerging market currencies, such as the Turkish lira. The page shows the trend of FX trading volume and domestic market share. As for the trading volume, it has increased significantly from the previous quarter due to Gaika EX by GMO joining the group, as I explained earlier. We have been number 1 in Japan for 10 consecutive years and number 1 in the world in 2021, following 2020. We will continue to explore synergies to become the overwhelming number 1 in the world and aim to increase our market share and profitability. Please look forward to our future development. Next is the crypto asset business. The crypto asset business consists of the 3 businesses shown here: mining business, the exchange business, which is mainly operated by GMO Coin, and the payment business, which issues stable coin. The bar chart shows the trend of full-year results for the past 5 years. In the first half of 2021, crypto asset trading expanded rapidly, and in the second half of the year, we invested aggressively in marketing to raise awareness. But for the full year, we still achieved a significant increase in both sales and profits compared to the prior year. Despite of the extremely volatile market conditions, we have been able to secure high profitability by leveraging the group's strength in financial technology. And we believe that this was a year of significant growth for the business to be the third pillar of the finance business. The bar chart shows the quarterly sales trend and the breakdown of the crypto asset business. As for the exchange business, compared to the first half of the year, when crypto asset trading was booming, both trading volume and revenue have somewhat calmed down. Although the mining business is affected by external factors such as the price of crypto assets and the global hash rate, the business has become capable to operate in a stable manner. In the payment business, the trading volume of G-Yen expanded rapidly, with a listing on Coinbase that led to the posting of one-time revenue. The bar chart shows the trend of quarterly operating income, which increased by 1.02 billion yen year-over-year, despite aggressive marketing investment at GMO Coin. At present, we do not expect to spend as much on advertising as we have done so in 2021, but we will continue our efforts to expand our customer base. Let me continue by sharing some of the highlights of FY 2022. We are planning to apply a new accounting standards related to revenue recognition from FY 2022. So let me explain some of the impact that comes from the change of rules for recording revenues. On the right of the slide is an image of the net sales before and after the application of the new rules. In conclusion, the apparent sales of advertising media is expected to decrease significantly. In infrastructure, some impact is expected, but it is expected to be limited. There will be no impact in finance, crypto assets, and incubation. Now, by the way, the impact on profit is expected to be limited. In order for us to continue to grow in FY 2022, we feel the need to further solidify our management structure. As part of such efforts, we will introduce the Group Executive Officer System. With the introduction of the system, we will review the composition of the board of directors, streamline it, and increase the ratio of external directors in order to separate and strengthen oversight functions and execution. We are preparing for the resolution at the ordinary general meeting of shareholders in March and will disclose the personnel changes of directors soon. Lastly, I would like to talk about sustainability management. Since its founding, GMO Internet Group has been an infrastructure provider that has consistently focused its management resources on providing the field of Internet, namely Internet infrastructure and service infrastructure. We are an infrastructure business. Therefore, as shown here as an example, we believe that our business activities as an infrastructure provider itself will lead to solving social as well as environmental issues. Next is the disclosure on sustainability. In 2021, we disclosed 3 items on our webpage that are initiatives for SDGs, development of sustainability basic policy, and establishment of Sustainability Promotion Committee. We also submitted a corporate governance report in December in response to the revision of the Corporate Governance Code. In addition, as I mentioned earlier, we released the introduction of the Group Executive Officer System in January. In 2022, we will prioritize the reinforcement of ESG disclosure through the activities of the Sustainability Promotion Committee. Next, I would like to talk about our strategic efforts. I believe that you all agree that while the digital shift is making our lives more convenient, It has increased the threats of the cyber attacks at the same time. The Japanese government has announced that cyber defense will be mandatory for businesses that operates critical infrastructure from FY 2022. The private sector is also sounding the alarm that they need to train and promote the activities of white hat hackers in order to strengthen their cyber defense capabilities. In other words, cybersecurity has become a social issue in Japan. Against this backdrop, GMO Internet Group will make a full-scale entry into the cybersecurity business, which can be said to be a new infrastructure for the digital society. Now, this is an image of the GMO Cybersecurity Center, which will be located on the top floor of the new GMO Internet Tower. The largest of its kind in Japan, it will be known as SOC or SOC, acronym for Security Operation Center. We were pleased to announce IERAE Security joining our group on January the 24th. IERAE is the largest group of white hackers in Japan. The National Cyber Training Center of the National Institute of Information and Communications Technology, or NICT, a government agency, told me that the number of white hat hackers in Japan is estimated to be about 200 to 250, although it is a Felmy estimation. That would mean that about half of them will belong to our group. IERAE's greatest strength is its technological capabilities. The vulnerability assessments conducted by white hat hackers with an attacker's point of view have been used by companies in a wide range of industries, both in Japan and overseas. Not only the numbers of white hat hackers being large, but the CEO of IERAE, Mr. Makita, is a white hat hacker himself. The company is proud of being the #1 security service provider with its high performance proven in domestic and international hacking contests. The company name is scheduled to be changed to GMO Cybersecurity by IERAE Incorporated. From now, we will work to create synergies by combining this #1 security service with #1 infrastructure services such as domain, cloud, hosting, EC platforms, payment, and SSL. We will contribute to the safety and security of our nation and society through the development and provision of low-cost security services at the highest quality in Japan, as well as the deployment of high-value-added security solutions. Lastly, I would like to present the outlook for each segment for FY 2022. Outlook for Internet infrastructure is double circle or excellent. We expect to achieve double-digit growth in the current fiscal year by leveraging our strength as a collection of overwhelming #1 services. In addition, GMO Science will continue its effort to maximize the number of customers and volume in order to establish the #1 position. Furthermore, by creating synergies with our cybersecurity business, we will evolve into an area that our competitions can never match. Online advertising and media is single circle or good. Although there remains some uncertainty in advertising market, we will continue to strengthen own products and media based on the V-shaped recovery trend. Now we plan to, as I explained a little earlier, apply the new revenue recognition standard. As a result, although apparent sales for FY 2022 may decline, but the actual sales and profit is expected to continue to increase. Now, Internet finance is a single circle or good. because we rate triangle or neutral for external environment, while internal efforts are double circle or excellent. Under the policy of strengthen where we are strong, we will work to strengthen FX profitability and expand market share through synergies with Kaika EX by GMO, as well as to further expand our customer base in CFD. Crypto assets is a single circle of good because we rate triangle or neutral for external environment, while internal efforts are double circle or excellent. In the mining business, we will continue to utilize existing assets to recover investments. While in the exchange business deployed by GMO Coin, we will make full use of our cost competitiveness to achieve the #1 share in Japan. As for payment, we will continue our partnership with overseas crypto exchanges to expand the transaction volume of G-Yen. We believe that these achievements justify and display our continued efforts in providing indispensable services and services that is here to stay steadily for the past 26 years. We promise further growth in year 2022 as well. That is all for now. Thank you for watching Internet for Everyone.